If you've recently had a hip replacement, it can be very difficult to get up and down from a bed. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 easy ways to get up from the bed a little bit easier. I'm Dr. Sean, your PT guy, and our videos help you learn how to move better and stay independent so you can enjoy your life. Let's get started. Disclaimer! Now, real quick, just before we get into those 3 techniques, I do want to talk about hip precautions and the bed height. If you have posterior hip precautions or posterior lateral hip precautions because your incision and replacement was cut on the back side or the side in the back, then you may have a restriction of not being able to bend forward or bring your hip up past 90 degrees. That's important to know because that may impact how you get in and out of the bed. If you had an anterior approach hip, it's not going to bother you. But if you had a posterior approach and your bed is very low, you have to take that into consideration when we're going to be doing some of these techniques. The bed height is very important because if that bed is too low, then when you go to sit down, you may be sitting down and like right here on my bed, I'm fine. This bed's a little bit higher and I'm not at 90 degrees. But if this bed was lower and my feet were on the ground and I went kind of like this and I'm sitting on the side, well, I've already broken that hip precaution. So that's important to know. Also, if your bed is too high, you don't want to jump in bed or do a cannonball in bed. I wouldn't recommend that with a hip replacement or a knee replacement But if the bed is a little bit too high, you may just want to think, okay, could I remove the box spring for a little bit of time until those precautions are lifted and I can get in a lot easier? May be helpful. But just some things to think about before we get into these techniques. Now let's get into those techniques and I'm going to show you 3 ways how to get up a little bit easier with a hip replacement. Let's go. Now in our first technique, we're going to use 2 hands on the bed to press up, but there's a couple things you need to know. First of all, let's talk about what we're doing when we actually stand up. When I'm standing up, my bottom is actually over my feet. So what we need to think about is if my bottom is way back here in the bed and my feet are way up there, then it's going to be a long distance for me to travel. So I need to cut this distance down. So I need to first bring my bottom up to the front, and then second, I need to bring my feet back a little bit and spread them out. So we're going to bring my bottom up close to the bed a little bit. Now, if you have a 90-degree precaution, you got to be careful, bending forward too much. That's what we need to be aware of. But so my bottom is at the edge a little bit. My feet are not out here because I'd have the same problem. My bottom's way out here and my feet are way up here. That's a long distance I have to travel forward to try to get over. So I need to start bringing my feet back like this. And now speaking of feet, take a look. These guys are anti-slip socks. You can get, I'm sure you got a pair at the hospital when you had your surgery or your surgery center. This is helpful to have, or they have much more stylish ones. These are just hospital socks. So take it for what it's worth. It's just going to help you not slide so much. You can use some slippers as long as they have it back. Use something that has a rubber that's not going to help you, not going to slide so much. But these guys are good for right now. So I brought my bottom to the front. I'll bring my feet back and spread them out. Now, my hands need to be on the bed. This is the first technique. The second technique, we're going to go through something about what do we do when our bed is really, really squishy or it's really too low. How do we get up? So I'm going to show you that in technique number 2. But this is technique number 1. So you're going to put your hands here and you're going to use now your nose over your toes. So your nose is going to come over your toes to engage your muscles a little bit more. And technique number 5 is my slingshot. Okay? We kind of rock back a little bit and then forward for a little bit of momentum. Now, here's my hurt leg. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put my hands here. My bottom's in position. My feet are in position. My hands are in position, pushing on the bed. I'm going to bring my nose over my toes. I'm going to rock, and on the count of 3, I'm going to come up and then grab the walker. 1, 2, 3. And I'm up. Okay? So that's technique number 1. But what happens if your bed is super squishy? And what happens if you're getting some pain through that right side and your right side is not nearly as strong to help? That's where techniques 2 and especially technique 3 comes in. But let's go to technique 2 next. Number 2, if our bed is super squishy and our hands just sink down, and if we have a squishy mattress, then we're not going to be able to get enough power to press up. And if we try to press up from here, it's really challenging because you're not putting your muscles at what we call a mechanical advantage. If you keep your arms close and you can press up from where you're sitting, that's going to be stronger than trying to do it from here. So if you have squishy mattress, you can think about using some books to help kind of disperse that and raise up your hands a little bit. And I wouldn't do any book like a little book like, oh, hey, speaking of books, that's a cool book. Don't fall. I don't like falls. Okay, so, but this, it would be too squishy. So what you're going to need to do is find a hardcover book like one of my big old textbooks. So we're going to use some orthopedic textbooks here and some theology textbooks. So we're going to use this guy and we're going to press from here. What this does is we keep them at our side when we keep them close. When we need to get up, now it's a lot easier. It doesn't squish so much, and I've got some firm presses that I can use to press up from. So same technique. We get our bottom to the edge, okay? Then our feet, they're not way out there. We tuck them underneath of us as far under us as we can go. Spread them out. Hands, instead of being on the bed, we're going to put them on the books. And then we're going to slot, nose over the toes, bringing them forward. That momentum will help, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Ooh, yeah, way easier. It helped by raising that bed a little bit easier, so I have almost like handlebars to press up from. So it's a helpful technique to be able to use if you have a squishy bed, and gives you a little bit more oomph rather than having to rely on this walker, which is going to be way in front of you, less mechanically advantage. But what if you still have a weaker leg and you need a little bit more help to get up? That's where technique 3 comes in. Let's go to that next. Now our third and final technique I call the stagger step technique. I use this technique for people who have had amputations or different kinds of weight-bearing precautions on one side, or they're just a little bit weaker on one side. So what do? We have to think through first, my hurt leg is my right leg. My right leg's the hurt side. That's why I've got my surgery over here. That's what we're looking at here. And I have to think through, this leg just needs a little bit more help than my other leg. So I can almost think about like you can almost recreate a little bit of a stronger leg if we utilize this walker. I want you to think about this post. This post is right on the right side. So I can almost think about using this post as another leg, another whole entire leg and post to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, instead of putting my 2 hands down here, I'm actually going to put one hand up here. Okay, now I want you to think this through. I've got a good strong side over here, but this side's weaker, so I need to recreate this side. So that's why I'm going to think about having my right hand up here and my left hand back here, either on a squishy mattress or not so squishy, or the big old book. You could do that as well, okay? You could do that, but what we do is we have the good side hand on the bed or the book and the right hand up here. And same concept, you bring your bottom to the edge, you bring your feet back. So let me get to the front a little bit more. My feet are back a little bit, a lot of it. My left hand's over here and my right hand's here. What I love about this technique is I've got 2 points of contact with my hands right here. And then when I stand up, I still have my hand there. I have 1 point of contact, and then I grab and I have 2 points of contact. Rather than going 2 points of contact, I'm trying to stand up. Now I have no points of contact, 2 points of contact. That can be tricky, especially for balance. So this is a great technique, can be used with a caution I'm going to show you in a moment. But this is a beautiful technique that could be used to help. So your right hand's up here, left hand's down here, feet are in the spot, my nose is going to come over my toes, and I'm going to rock back and forth. I'm going to come up. 1, 2, and I'm pushing here and here. 3. Nice. That is the stagger step technique. But there's one little caution with this technique. Your force that you're pressing down needs to be directed straight down on the walker, not out. Because if you push out, what could happen is it could lean on you. See, if I push my hand out, it could tip a little bit. So when you're trying to get up, it could tip that way. So you have to be careful about that. And if you just push straight down, you're going to be much better off. Sometimes people want to do this. They'll grab in the center because they're not going to be pushing it out there. But again, that's really far away. It could be done where you're kind of doing like that, but it's extra steps. I'd rather just have your hand here, and you go 1, 2, 3. Stagger step technique can really help with that hip replacement. So those 3 ways can help you get up and down from a bed a little bit easier and safer so you don't end up having a fall. Speaking of falls, if you want more tips and training on how I teach people to prevent falls, you can find that training in the link in the description below. And if you want more videos just like this one to help you learn how to move better and stay independent to enjoy your life, click that subscribe button down below and that little bell icon, and we'll see you in the next video.